Oh, yeah, we are live. We are live. It's Happy Businessing with Suze. And today I have on my good friend, George, the IT master, or the tech master. We haven't quite decided. We haven't quite decided. So, welcome to Happy Businessing. I'm the founder of Profit Logics, and I help small businesses with big dreams make their dreams happen with their small businesses, growing using my five missing pieces framework. You guys are going to get a whole bunch of stuff in the coming weeks on learning what those five missing pieces are. I'm super excited. We're hitting TikTok, we're hitting Reels. I'm super excited. But today we have on George Taylor with GMT Solutions, GMT, George M. Taylor. Yeah.
Uh, George Maria Taylor.
Oh, nice. Okay. As my co host. And George, why don't you say hello and tell people about your experience and what kind of problems you solve for small business owners?
So I'm George. I've been working in IT for 15 years, helping small and medium-sized businesses to leverage, technology effectively.
Yeah.
My goal is that when a business owner is ready to get down to work, that everything in their technology is ready to go. No one should start their day with trying to fix problems, trying to get their Outlook to work, uh, trying to just get on the web to connect to the resources that they need to get their day started.
No kidding. I mean, that sounds like the perfect situation, but most of us don't have that. Like the other day, you guys, George and I had a meeting, and I was over. I think it was 12 minutes late because of some stupid settings I tried on my laptop, and then it wouldn't wake up, and I had to restart it and all that stuff. So I'm at the point where I'm thinking I don't want to deal with these, headaches that pop up out of the blue any longer myself. So I'm thinking about working with George on my own business for Profit Logics. So tell us, Mr. George, what's the most common IT crap that you have seen with small businesses and what they're dealing with?
The most common things that I see is not having updates installed properly,
Yeah.
um, backups that are inadequate, not working a lot of times, and not, believe it or not having antivirus in this time and age. Those are the most common things, those three things.
So, we did talk about a few bullet points of what we talk about today, but sometimes my mind wanders. One time I was told that antivirus isn't really that important. What do you think about that?
Um, People still believe that Macs don't need antivirus, and we find viruses on Macs all the time.
Whoa.
And it's still it's surprising how many people think that the free antivirus is, it's free for a reason. They're really, what they're doing is they're gathering statistics, and the stuff that costs money is the stuff that's actually going to protect you. Everyone needs antivirus. It doesn't matter what you're doing, even if you're just going on the web and looking at news articles. Um, a perfect example is we had someone that was going to MSN, and he kept getting viruses on his computer because he was clicking on news articles that were tainted, and
Oh,
it's a perfectly legitimate site.
yeah. Interesting. All right. So, we also talked about how, some people think they're DIYing this okay. And they're like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm backing up to an external hard drive myself. I'm good.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. You know, a lot of people back up to, they set it up. They
Yeah.
believe, well, I either download this program and it's just going to run forever. I never have to check it. I'm going to back up I'm good. I have everything backed up to my external hard drive.
Yeah.
I get ransomware and everything's gone because it's on your external hard drive.
Yeah.
Or you have your online backup that you think it's running is actually backing up your documents, and it turns out maybe it's misconfigured or it's stuck,
Yeah.
and you think it's backing up and you haven't received those notifications, or you're just ignoring those notifications. A lot of
Oh,
people
of
ignore
course.
them as
Well,
well.
yeah, you go on autopilot, right? Because you get
Yeah.
the notifications over and over, and then you start sort of, you know, grant like you don't even think about them when they come through. But this actually happened, you guys. So in one of the more recent companies I worked in with my job, we had an external IT solution, plus we had an internal IT point of contact, and these backups were being done all the time. Nothing to worry about, folks, until we actually needed to refer on a backup. Or we go to the backup and everyone's like, whew, okay. All right, we're okay though, because we've been doing backups. You guys, I shit you not, we went to the backup and it was completely corrupted. And we had to actually go back weeks to find a backup that was not screwed up, that we were able to then pull forward. And guess what that means? Everyone is doing double, triple work for a while to sort of replace what was missing. It was painful, painful for everyone in the company. This is a true freaking story. All right. So, what's the solution to this stuff? And while you're talking, let me just pause for a minute. So, you guys, I know I'm sitting kind of weird. I'm in a recliner. It's because I have this stupid back injury, and I'm feeling okay today, but at certain times, sometimes I got to lounge back a little bit, and then y'all get that. That's going to be your view of me. So, right now, I'm trying to sit up for you, and I am going to take my noon little medications. And George is going to tell you what the heck is the solution for this stuff, especially when you're a tiny business, micro business, family business, small business.
Every business needs IT. So really, the solution is I'm not a mechanic.
Yeah.
I can change the tire, maybe.
Okay.
I can change my brakes. Well, maybe not now. I'm getting old. Probably shouldn't be changing my brakes. But a mechanic knows how to fix cars. They know the ins and out of vehicles. That's what they do.
Yes.
And knowing when to delegate tasks, such as, it looks like it's easy because you can maybe set up an email, you can log onto a website, create an account for yourself. The solution really is to have someone that's what they do every day as
Right.
an IT professional, to take a look at your computer at a minimum, I would say every 2 months, to look it over, make sure those backups are running, make sure your antivirus is actually still working,
Yeah.
make sure that the backups are actually backing up your critical data, and make sure those backups are restorable, that you can restore those backups, at least do a test restore.
Yeah.
On the better solution is, of course, to have someone who's constantly watching these things, so that you don't have to worry about them, that they can proactively attack these issues as they see them. And
Right.
that's what we do, and that's what I really enjoy doing most, is being able to go in there and keep things running smoothly, and put the services in place so that businesses are protected and business owners don't call us. Most importantly, that they don't have to pick up the phone and call me. I'm calling them to see, hey, how can we help you? What's the next step?
Yeah. Well, this sounds like a luxury to me. To me, when you're first starting a business, you do have to DIY and you've got to be scrappy to get through those initial stages of your business. And you have lean times. And what I have found as a business advisor and consultant and someone who is in accounting, right? A lot of this is proactive stuff that I do as well, for small businesses. And when people are flooded with trying to survive, when people are in survival mode in their businesses, um, it's difficult for them to be proactive and really allocate the funds for that. So, um, I have seen over and over and over again what happens when people aren't proactive. And you guys, it's not just with your IT, it's also with your business planning, it's also with your accounting. And that whole mechanic scenario is totally true. You don't hire, you know, a novice or someone that doesn't know what they're doing when it's that important. And this goes for all of your services. So, how accessible is a service like this for these small businesses?
It,
If they needed, if they wanted to be proactive, for instance, like what does that cost?
that costs about $40 a month, and that includes yeah, that's $40 a month. That includes all the basics. That's updating the system. That's monitoring to make sure that things are behaving, and when you sit down and you go to work, that they're going to be working for you. Um, that includes protection, you know, antivirus protection. We use a multi-layered approach. It's not just antivirus. It's also some other things that we put in place so that we try to catch that malicious stuff before it actually gets to your computer, and then we have the antivirus on the computer to try to catch it again. So it's a couple different layers. We take a layered approach at it without security, and that's something that a DIY person is just they're not gonna know about these type of approaches because
Right.
it's DIY. Most people, all they know is, oh, I need antivirus.
Right. That's
Like,
all I ever did. That's good enough. And I have a backup. I do a backup to Dropbox. I haven't checked in forever. Yeah. Mhm. So obviously, I'm a good candidate for the service. I'm thinking I'm going to be signing up soon. Okay. So we have had a live viewer here and there. You guys, if you have questions for George, you want to say hi, drop it in the comments, and we will feature you. We'll pop your question up there, and hopefully, we'll get your question answered. In the meantime, we got about 15 minutes left. So if you have a question, go ahead and pop in the comments so we can answer a question for you. Okay. All right. So, what is like I love I'm is it rude if I call you like an IT geek or a tech geek?
I'll have to think about that when I get back to you.
I've often called myself a business geek, and I've grown to take pride in the geek title, you know? But not everyone has embraced that yet. All right. So, what's okay, you guys? Whether he wants to be called a geek or not, the geek's going to come out. Just wait. This is amazing. George, what's your favorite tech tool?
My favorite tech tool has got to be Putty.
You guys, when he told me this the other day, I'm like, what the hell is putty? I'm looking like Play Doh or like putty that you put in a wall when you're doing repairs. I don't even know what that is. So, what is putty? You're taking the floor. What
All
the
right,
heck?
so Putty is it's a really simple program, just one file, and it allows you to connect to computers and work with them at the command line level. A lot of times I use Putty for Linux systems.
That's super cool. So command line, that means like old school, like when people were typing in code.
Yeah, well, I guess the closest thing would be like your old school green screens, right? You're just
Yeah,
sitting there with a cursor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. So that was fun. See, I told you guys. Oh my gosh. George is amazing. All right, so let's talk phone systems. When I found out that you sell and support phone systems, my initial reaction was like, why? Like in my mind, I was like, isn't that market dead? Are businesses really investing in phone systems these days? And you kind of schooled me. So what's the situation with phone systems?
I can just go on and on about this. I've been dabbling with phone systems forever, for extremely long time. I would say very early on in my IT career, I
Yeah.
got introduced to voice over IP, which
Mm-hmm.
is
VoIP.
yeah, VoIP. Um, why is phone system still not dead? Because businesses and people in general have been taught at this point that they should pay per user, and somehow that they're going to come out on top, that it's going to be cheaper to pay for every single per device, because it's not
Yeah.
even person, every single device that's
Yeah.
connected to the phone system. So
Yeah.
for a smaller business, that you may come out on top.
Hmm.
But as you grow and you add devices, as few as 4 devices, and you're at a loss,
Yeah.
because you're actually prepaying for that quote unquote unlimited time, which is actually limited. So what we do is, instead of you paying per device, you're just paying for us to give you a white glove experience with your phone system. And we use 3CX, which is it's an amazing system. A lot of things that you have to pay for additionally with other systems, you get standard.
Very cool. So I was so you guys, I finally moved back into the country about 3.5 months ago from Tokyo. And I have my Oregon phone number. I'm a Portlander. Portlandia, go, 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 PDX. So I still have my Oregon phone number. And I don't use it for my business because I don't want to be inundated, right, with all the spam and stuff that comes with having a business phone line. So I've been trying to decide, do I just use WhatsApp and use that phone number to, use that as a business line? My other idea was going through Verizon, right, and adding a Virginia phone number. That's where I'm living now, in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And I just haven't been able to make a decision. And then I guess my other alternative would be doing something like this VoIP system. I don't know. What would you advise me to do?
You definitely want to get yourself a phone system, because with a phone system, you look much more professional. When someone calls, if you can't answer
Yeah.
and it's going to your cell phone, it's going to go straight to voicemail. So you sound small on right off the bat. Whereas
Okay.
if you have a phone system, you
Okay.
can have that greeting as soon as it picks up right away. Thank you for calling profitlogistics.com.
How come
Blah
no
blah
one
blah
ever
blah blah.
knows the name of my business? No one ever knows
Perfect.
the name of my freaking business. I'm gonna have to change the name of my business because everyone keeps calling it Profit Logistics.
Logistics. I don't know why that jumped in my head.
No, it's not just you, buddy. It's everybody. Fine, fine. It's because logics like messes with people's heads. I think I got to do something about that. Profit Logistics. My own business coach in Tokyo would constantly
So,
call it Profit Logistics. I did a summit for the Women's Entrepreneur Network, and the lady, the MC, every time she introduced me, even though I corrected her each day, would still call it Profit Logistics. Like, it's hilarious. All right, I need to fix that. I need to change the name of my company. All right, that's a new show title.
or at least pick up the domain so that it redirects to the correct one.
I do own 4 domains. I own like Profit Logics with an X, Profit Logics with a KS. I tend to buy all the variations. But yeah, I've never oh, I better be quiet. Shh, don't let anyone go get it. I'll go check it out. All right. So explain to me what you mean with this automated system. So I can get like a phone line right now, but that gives them one of those like automated option trees. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
know what
it's
I
just
mean?
like you call Verizon. You call
Yeah.
Verizon, they thank you for calling them, and then they give you your options. For technical support, for sales, new customers, existing customers, and you work your way through the menu. Of course, you don't want that menu to be too deep, because
No.
that just becomes
Yeah, that annoys
annoying.
people. Yep.
But it makes you right off the bat sound like you a much more well-established company. And
Yeah.
another thing I would suggest everyone do is take the time to invest in having a professional do those messages, because a lot of people just use someone who's in their office. And
Oh,
I mean, you can go on Fiverr and get someone to do one that for you professionally for like $20. It's like cost you nothing. And how often are you going to change it? Right.
I worked in a company once where the CEO was obsessed with British accents. And so he would hire people, professionals with British accents to do all of our messaging. It's yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll go that way. I do like the Aussie accent. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll go on Fiverr, find an Aussie accent, and I will make sure they know how to say my business name. Oh my goodness. Okay, very cool. Um, so then what do you do when your business then starts growing? Let's say I like sign up for this and then all of a sudden I need my team member in the Ukraine
No problem.
to
You
also have
can
a phone line.
you can give them, they can either use their cell phone, or
Yeah.
ideally you would send them a phone. They can get a phone and have it attached to your phone system.
Yeah.
So for your customers, it's all seamless. And for you, you just pick up a phone, dial an extension.
So I don't really want the phone. Can you do this just with my cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I want to clutter up my desk with a phone. We'll see. I'll think about it. Very cool. All right. Wow. Um, I feel like I have totally picked your brain and it's been like rapid fire. We have a little time left. So I want to know more about you. Um, so you've been doing IT for 10 plus years?
Yes, at least 15 years. I
15
always have to go back and look at old resumes and figure it
years.
out.
How did you know that you wanted to go into IT? And then, at what point did you decide to start your own service company?
How did I know I wanted to go in IT? I always loved computers, even when I was younger. My first computer was was it 286?
Yeah, I remember those.
When they're like extremely heavy. You touch them now, it's like, oh my goodness, right? They're like, I
Yeah,
feel like they may be 40 pounds.
yeah.
And the first thing I did was destroy it. That was the first thing I did. I wiped it, reinstalled it. I remember I was trying to put Windows 95 on it, maybe. No, it's Windows 3.1. 95 was too much for it.
Wow, you're bringing up
Yeah,
old memories. You are showing how old I am because I actually remember this stuff. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And 95 was like 10 disc or something ridiculous.
Yeah. I graduated high school in 1994. And I remember maybe sophomore year, we got to do our first like electronic communication with the
Mm-hmm.
dial up. And it was like crazy. Like, what is this witchery? Like, what is this magic? Um, but for me, this is where my geek came out. As soon as Excel came out, I was learning that. So I think I was even using Excel a little bit my senior year. I'm going to have to go verify the year, but I swear that I was learning to use Excel. We had like word processing classes and typing, and then there was
I
this.
I think that should be mandatory.
Yeah, I
I
know.
am so happy that I took that elective,
Yeah.
because once you get into the office, if you can't type, it makes all the difference in the world to be able to not look at your keyboard and do your work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wonder now, what schools are doing about that because, most people just have phones and are used to texting even now, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing a ton of typing, but all right. Well, I know that you have to go. So I think I'm going to go ahead and let you do your thing. And I'm going to just stay on for a little while longer, talk to people for a few minutes, see if anyone wants to either come on live with me or ask some questions. But George, you are such a good sport. You guys, I asked him to come co host with me. yesterday. And he was game and he did it. I'm like super happy and I really appreciate it. It's so much more fun for me to be able to do this with a friend than, go live all by myself. And you taught us all sorts of good stuff. Can you remind everyone of where all they can find you?
Well, you can find us on Facebook at gmtsolutions.net. You can also find us, of course, at gmtsolutions.net on the web. And if you guys have any questions, advice is free. Feel free to throw stuff out there if you just need to bounce off some ideas.
I thought I was the
I,
only one that does that.
I love technology. I love talking about technology. I live, drink, eat tech. That's what I
Yeah,
do. So
awesome. Well, you're
always
passionate.
looking for the next challenge.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we can tell. That's great. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. And I appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Susan.
See you, George. All right. That was fun. Thank goodness he came on with me. Let me just switch up my background here, guys. And is it that one? Is it that one? Is it this one? No, it's this one. There we go. All right. So, part two, happy businessing with Suze. How are you guys doing? I would love for you to come on and either you can come live with me if you want. Oh, let me know. Drop a comment. I want you in the comments. Or you can just post your random business questions. Hit me. Hit me with, I'm typing this, your biz questions live right now. All right, so I'm posting that. We'll see. We'll see. I've had some Wi-Fi issues, and actually, I'm hardwired, so I'm having internet issues. The internet service here is such a pain. Not fun. Not fun at all. All right. So, um, George is still in the studio. Don't make faces at me. It's going to be distracting. You should leave. You should leave. There you go. All right, you guys. So I posted a pretty crazy video this morning on my personal Facebook profile, Susan Fessenden. And I did it for friends only. I did lock it down a little bit. And so while I'm waiting to see if anyone wants to hit me with some live business questions, put me on the spot, ask me questions about your business, get some free advice from the Suze, I'll follow up. So I posted a video this morning that I actually took last night. And last night I was at a very vulnerable, exhausted state. As some people may know, I had a back injury about 3 weeks ago, and it, as per the surgeon, you really did it. So it's not like a small back injury, it's pretty serious. And so I've been navigating that. And between the medications that I'm on, it makes you tired, right? But I also have a slight allergic reaction that I got to deal with and overcome. Plus, it makes you emotional, and I'm already an emotional human being. But we also weren't managing the pain well. Like, we didn't know what we were doing with timing and dosage and trying out different things. And then Monday, I went and I had a procedure that was horrible and painful and extremely traumatic. And I wasn't expecting it. I think had I known that it would be that difficult, hi, I see a couple of you watching. Drop me a comment, say hello, or ask me a business question. You get to pick my brain. Ask the biz geek anything. Maybe that's what we should call it. I'm just filling time telling a story. But if you guys have questions about your business, drop them in the comments and I will feature it. Or you can even hop on live with me. Oh, we're streaming to 8 places at one time. I'm streaming to my YouTube channel. We're streaming to LinkedIn. We're streaming to Women's Entrepreneur Network. Thank you. I love you guys. Like 75, 80,000 women entrepreneurs in there. I love it. We're streaming to Happy Businessing, my cozy small business Facebook group. We are also streaming to advertise and promote my other Facebook group with about 6,000 people in it. And we're streaming to my Facebook page and my profile. So if you want to come on live, it might be fun. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, so last night I was sort of dealing with I had been sort of like, just get through it. Buck up, Sue. Buck up. Get through this last few weeks. And to be honest, during the workday, I was doing pretty well. I was able to focus and, I have a lot of fun things going on with my work and clients. So it wasn't that difficult. The work days were good. The nights were bad. And so I wasn't sleeping. And then, we made some mistakes with the medications. Anyway, last night I was very vulnerable and I actually cried and I recorded it. And I decided to make a recording talking to you all, but full well knowing I probably wouldn't post it. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that was sort of my therapy last night. And I talked about what I was dealing with and that I wasn't dealing with it well. And just sort of like full of consciousness last night. And I cried. And I'm pretty proud of myself because I posted it this morning. And that is not like me. So something that's been on my mind a lot, and I've talked about a couple times with my post, is this idea of toxic perfectionism. And, I was in the Women's Entrepreneur Network Mastermind like 2 weeks ago, something like that. And they've been wonderful. And, I talked about how me doing videos each day, updating people on my back injury, even is a big step for me. Because, like right now, I've got makeup on, I curled up my hair for y'all. And that's kind of, what Suze does. I don't like being at this angle in this recliner right now for my back. Well, whatever. You guys, I never like showed you guys my whole self. I never showed you guys too much vulnerability. And I was uncomfortable with the idea of sharing myself, without makeup on, without my hair done. And so, it was almost like I was hiding, but it wasn't on purpose. Most of my career was professional. So I was just used to looking professional and that being sort of a part of my personality and how I operate. Um, but this process has been really good for me because it's pushed me to be a little more raw, unscripted, unedited, one take. I've been doing one take videos every day, almost every day, and posting them. So I'm proud of myself. But this idea of this toxic perfectionism that we're all faced with, because, there are all the blurs. I mean, even on Zoom, you can touch up your image. And yeah, I do a little bit. I don't go all the way to the edge, right? You can touch up your image like this much. I only touch up my image this much. I wonder if you guys can relate. Extreme Conqueror, hello. Hi, thanks for saying hi. Yeah, that sounds like fun. So this toxic perfectionism has been something I've had to really overcome for myself, and getting comfortable in my own skin. And I'm not lacking any confidence about my expertise as a business advisor, not one bit. But it's really funny when it comes to me showing up without makeup on or me showing up without my hair done. And so this back injury has been game changing. And it was sort of the catalyst to get me just to rip that freaking band-aid off and get out there in front of you guys and be my whole self. So I have been posting videos every single day, letting you guys know where I'm at with my back injury. And so bringing this back full circle, last night I recorded one and I started crying. And at that moment, I'm like, I'm so not posting this. I'm so not posting this. I can't let them see me like this. I can't let them see, this person that they're supposed to be relying on for their business. This person that's, always has an answer or an idea of a pivot or what to do with your business. I can't let them see me like that, crying. So I just sat on it, right? So I recorded the video last night. And then after I was done recording, I actually cried some more. And I just got it out and I had a good talk with my husband. And so that felt good. I needed to do that. And I had every intention of deleting that freaking video because I'm like, there's no way anyone's seeing this. We're not going to let anyone see this. But this morning, I just felt compelled. I'm like, you know what? I'm bringing the full Suze to everything I do. And that's what I believe in. And that's what I've been talking about with people doing with their business, bringing your whole self to your business from your purpose beyond profit to your core values and your vision for your life and for the impact and ripple effect you want to have. Bringing your strengths and your talents and your passion forward. That's what happy businessing is all about. So I posted it. I posted the video this morning and I feel kind of bad because now people are worried about me. You know, I have a couple friends that are like, Suze, Suze, are you okay? I am okay. I am okay. The point of it is that sometimes we're not. And even really strong people that have all the support in the world and we're very fortunate with our situation right now. There are people that don't have the same privileges that I do right now. But life can still be hard, and it's okay to be vulnerable about that and share. So I'm damn proud of myself. I posted it. I posted it. But you can only see it if you're a Facebook friend of mine. So if you're curious and you want to see the ugly cry face of the Super Suze, you can go friend me on Facebook and you can see me going and feeling sorry for myself. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. So, how has toxic perfectionism affected your brand, your business? Is it slowing you down? Is it in your head? Are you having a hard time with it? I just want you to know I'm a safe space where you can talk about that. I think, especially as women, and I'm 45 now, halfway to 46. God, how did that happen? It's harder and harder. You know, I'm out there doing this work, competing with people that are in a completely different situation where, in their budget, they have Botox, personal trainers, personal chefs, and, you know, all of these things at their fingertips to help them sort of continue this fountain of youth look. Plus, on top of that, then we've got the filters on your phones and your apps, and we've got all these contour makeup techniques, which I actually think is fun. I do enjoy doing makeup. I really only do my makeup once or twice a week, so I do enjoy it. What are we going to do about this? It's ridiculous. And so now, when I see people just being real and unedited and unfiltered, I find it so refreshing and inspiring now. And so I think if more and more of us just agree that we're going to cut this bullshit out. We're going to bring our whole selves to our business. We're going to bring our whole selves to our brand. And, this even applies to in our job, bringing our whole selves to our job. Man, we'll be in a lot better position. I think our businesses will win. I think we'll have more connections with people, and it will have stronger relationships with people because I'm all about relationship based sales. I do not sell at people ever, ever. And I've had coaches tell me I'm all wrong in my approach. No, I build a relationship and I focus on pouring into others. I focus into bringing value and having an impact with others. And you know what? When they get down the road and they need some help and they're at another stage in their business, they'll think of me and they're smart enough to come to me when they're ready. I don't need to sell at people. And so this whole part of like being my whole self is really, about being fearless and not worrying about even the sales coming. Anyway, I'm rambling a little bit now. It could be the drugs kicking in for my back. So maybe I should wind up. Maybe we don't want to see Susan get kooky here. All right, I think I'm going to give another opportunity. Thank you, Extreme Conqueror. I'm super curious about your YouTube channel. I can't wait to check it out. I want to know what you're conquering. Do you conquer everything? Because that's kind of cool. It makes me want to change my name to Suze the Conqueror. um, so thank you for your comment. And thank you guys, the few of you that checked out the show today. You can check it out on replay. I know because I did one whole segment instead of two 30-minute segments, this is going to be very long. But I'm super stoked that I got to have George on. George was awesome. He has a wealth of knowledge, and he's a part of our Profit Launch crew. So something that I've been trying to do with Profit Logics is make my services more and more and more accessible. Huh? I know. That's totally opposite of what they say to do. Do you know how many coaches told me to double my prices? Do you know how many sales and marketing people said, no, you need to charge a premium and know your value? I know my value. My confidence is not the issue. I want to be accessible because my passion is helping the people that need it the most, these small micro businesses, the family businesses, the startups, the nonprofits that are out there with a mission wanting to make an impact. So yeah, I want to stay accessible, and that's why I charge about a third of what other people charge, even though I actually have hands-on business management experience. Anyway, so enough, that sounds a little braggy, but I'm proud of it. Anyway, my theory is paid off. Like, I've been right. I'm attracting the right type of people that I want to help, and so it works for me. But what I want to talk about is when you are offering these different services, if people can't afford you, a lot of times I think people are saying, oh, you're making an excuse. Or if you're not committing to this help, you're just not ready, or you're not coachable, or you're not willing to take that big step, and they're bullying you. That's bullshit. Because guess what? Sometimes you really just can't freaking afford it. As someone who was a financial controller and an accountant most of my career, sometimes you just really can't afford it, and you're telling the freaking truth. You're not playing sales games back and forth. It's not some negotiation. And so then you have these business advisors or coaches or other service providers. I mean, this could be the same story for any service that you need. You know, they're basically telling you, well, you're not really committed to winning, or you're not really committed to, making things happen in your business. Bullshit. So what I've been doing is I've been working on rolling out different types of services at different price points. Oh my God, it's so much fun. So now, instead of my 4-month business planning and strategy stuff, I spread that into 12. And now I'm able to actually help more people. I have a couple people signed up on that, and we're able to work on where they need the work done, where they need the help. So that was awesome. And then I also started the Profit Launch Crew. That is my weekly. We get together twice a week, and we support each other, and I answer questions. So it's not a mastermind, and it's not foo-foo, woo-woo stuff. It is deep dive. What are you struggling with in your business this week? All right, let's hit it. And I advise. I actually give the direction, and then we open it up to the other members of the crew to contribute. It's beautiful, wonderful community. So if you're interested in something like that, you can go to profitlogics.com, go to my shop, look at a couple of the different things I have in there now. I think you'll find that I really just want to help everybody. My goal is to help 10,000 small businesses, and that goal is more important than any revenue goal that I have for Profit Logics. And that's part of why I'm also starting the nonprofit Bizanthropy. I'm so excited. Okay. So if you need help, please don't hesitate to book me. I do not sell on those calls. You can also book me at profitlogics.com. Okay. Number 2, if you're concerned that you can't afford like one-on-one advisory and consulting from me, don't worry, because there's another option. You can join the crew. So you could sign up for the crew membership. You get 10 days free, so you can hop on a call or two before you even get charged. You can see if this is a fit for you. But I have these all set up at different areas. So no matter where you're at in your business, I am meeting you where you're at, where you can afford to get the help that you need. Okay. All right. I'm talking. I really miss having a co-host. I feel like I did okay. I got a little squirrely for a bit, but I'm overcoming these pain medications, and I'm doing all right. All right, so I'm gonna wind up. I want to thank you guys for being there, and catch the replay if you can. And it would support me a lot if you would go on my YouTube and subscribe. I only have a couple hundred YouTube subscribers, and I'm trying to build it. And I'd love for you to connect. So if we're not friends yet, make a friend request on Facebook. If we're not connected on LinkedIn, send me a connection request on LinkedIn. And if you just want to learn more about me, you can go to profitlogics.com. You'll find that now we can pretty much run your entire business for you and help you get to the point where you can run your business either way. So we've grown, and it's very exciting. All right. I am going to sign off. This is the longest show ever. I'm not doing a whole hour again. We'll break them into pieces for sure from now on. But I hope that some nugget of value has been contributed to you, either in the talk with George about the IT stuff. You guys, be proactive on your IT shit. Please, please get proactive. And I hope from hearing from him that you realize that that's accessible too. $40 a month? Like, seriously, to have an IT team behind your company? That's a no damn brainer. So I'm signing up for that for sure. And talking about the phone systems too, that was so much good information. So I really appreciate George coming on. And I hope that me being open with you guys about some of my challenges with this back injury in the midst of growing this business, I hope it brings someone some sort of inspiration, support, makes you feel validated in what you're going through. I'm a tough chick. And last night, I was affected and emotional, and that's okay. And I freaking posted that video. Yes, I did. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Go live every Thursday at noon Eastern. I do a half an hour with either by myself or with a guest co-host. And then at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, I usually come on with Dr. Christine Medyanik of Shattered Glass Leadership. So don't miss us. We go live every week. All right. Thank you guys so much. Woo, that was a lot of talking. A lot of talking. But thank you so much. Happy businessing.